Now, it's the biggest day of Group 1 racing in Australia, highlighted by the Golden Slipper a little later today. But obviously, Shelby 66 is in there. There's all sorts of dramas. Very Elegant's going to run today. The racing editor of the Daily Telegraph, Ray Thomas, joins us. Ray, what a day.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Good morning, Julian. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, look, unfortunately, as you said, Jules, there's been plenty of rain overnight, track into the heavy range. But as we go to air now, guys, the rain is easing and the forecast is for the showers to clear by midday. So full steam ahead for one of the great days, not just in Australian racing, but indeed in world racing.
It is an incredible day, Ray, and it really is Rosehill Gardens' time to shine for the next few weeks. What do you make of this field this year, and how much is not only the barrier draw that we saw earlier in the week, but the conditions today going to change that?
Yeah, in terms of the Golden Slipper, Jules, it's just so wide open. We might say it every year, but particularly this year, because of the factors that you've mentioned, the weather, the heavy track, the barrier draw, always important. And indeed, the unorthodox preparation that some of the two-year-olds have had going into the Golden Slipper, and namely Coolangatta, who's been the favourite for this race for months now, but we haven't seen her run for 63 days, and no other Slipper winner has had such a lack of recent racing going into the Golden Slipper as Coolangatta has. But on the positive side, she's unbeaten. She's a brilliant filly. She's trained by Kieran Maher and David Eustace. They get horses ready for 3,200 metre races first up. So 1,200 metres Golden Slipper, they'll have Coolangatta ready. She's ridden by James McDonald and she's a deserved favourite. But I think the heavy track does certainly even up this race no end.
Yeah, brings Fireburn right into it. The horse that I like in the race, of course, the second of Gary Portelli's. He's got a great colt and this wonderful mare. What do you think? Who do you like, Ray? It's a difficult race to pick.
It is, yeah, and I think because now we're in that heavy track range, Tim, I think those horses who have been racing through these heavy tracks, they're rock hard fit. A horse like Sir Jardin is my selection. He comes out of the Todman Stakes. Now, he's a bit like Coolangatta, isn't he, guys? He's been the two of the constants in this Golden Slipper debate for months. On day one of the two-year-old season, Coolangatta won the Gimcrack Stakes and Sir Jardin won the Breeders' Plate. And the two of them are still there as the favourite and second favourite in the Golden Slipper. I just think, in my opinion, with that lack of recent racing on a heavy track, maybe Coolangatta's vulnerable, but we know with Sir Jardin, the one thing he'll be doing, he'll be charging to the line. He's done that every single start. And I think he just might run the filly down.
I hope you're right, Ray, because he's exactly who I'm on today. We know Gary Portelli knows how to train these two-year-olds. I love listening to Gary talk about the process as well. He did it with She Will Reign. He's got the colt and the filly in today. How much does experience count for a race like this? Of course, Gai Waterhouse is the most successful trainer in the history of the race, but how much does that experience count when it comes to the Golden Slipper?
Look, it has to count for something, Julie, because they've been there and done that, haven't they? And they know what is required to win a Golden Slipper. But we're talking about two-year-olds, and some two-year-olds are just absolutely outstanding. Look at a horse like Best of Bordeaux. How good is he, Julie? We just don't know yet. He won the Canonbury Stakes by a margin. He won the Silver Slipper brilliantly, despite rolling back towards the inside section of the home straight where you didn't want to be that day. So, look, he'll be in front of this Golden Slipper for a long, long way. Casey Fogden trains Best of Bordeaux, the first runner she has had in the world's richest two-year-old race. She's done nothing wrong with this colt. He's right in the mix. But to your question, no doubt experience counts like any walk of life. But when those gates open, it's game on.
My favourite story of the day outside the Golden Slipper has got to be Danny Williams' horse, Shelby 66. And now he was a reserve. He's now come in. It's rained overnight. This is a horse. Now, Ray, you and I got a small share of a horse called Prince Nakoni. Shelby 66 a few weeks ago in a highway, in a country race pretty much, beat Prince Nakoni. It's now going for a Group 1.
How does that make Prince Nakoni look? Tim, look out next start. But to be fair, Shelby 66... He's been the story of the Autumn Carnival so far, hasn't he? It's just been extraordinary scenes every time he runs. This is the fifth successive Saturday he's run in Sydney. At the start of this sequence, he was beaten in a tab highway. Here he is on a Group 1 race day in a Group 1, and he is a legitimate winning chance, particularly now he's got that heavy track, which he loves so much. And it'd be a great story if Shelby 66 could win the Galaxy. And as I said, with the track conditions we have today, he's right in the mix. And no doubt you've spoken to Danny Williams. I've spoken to him during the week and just asked what the secret is to Shelby 66. Danny's a great horseman, has been involved in this game for decades. He can't explain it, guys. It's one of the great mysteries of racing, and it's why it's such a great story.
He said he's a very happy horse at the moment, something similar, happy horse, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, I bet you he's glad he couldn't sell that 45%, by the way. He had to keep it.
Exactly. Before we let you go, Ray, just quickly, it is a huge day. 5 Group 1s on the card. Randvet Stakes, who are you liking?
It's impossible to tip against the great mare, Very Elegant. She loves these track conditions, but it wouldn't matter if it was dry with her. What a remarkable mare she is, Julian. And just think, this could be her second last start in Sydney. Of course, she'll run during the championships in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, but if she keeps winning, which is highly likely, then there's a very good chance she'll head overseas to run in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe later this year. So one of the all-time great race mares, her record stands up with the great champions of the past, and we're very privileged to see such a great horse running today on Golden Slipper Day. Normally, whenever Very Elegant runs, she's a scene stealer. It probably will be again, but it's such a fascinating and tremendous race day with those 5 Group 1s. Who knows, Julie or Tim, what the story will be at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it. All right, Raymond, let's catch up real soon.
All the best, Timmy and Jules, and good luck on the punt today.